What's good, guys? Ever since I teased this video, it's been the one that everybody is reaching out to me about. This is a Phase 4 guide, and it's for the Challenge Rancor. Does over 4% very consistently, and doesn't involve any galactic legends. Now, while it is a Vader lead, and Vader does pretty big and impressive damage in Phase 1, most guilds aren't really in need of it when they can just run a Kylo team or two and take out the entire phase. Phase 4, however, is probably the most difficult phase in the entire raid, particularly if coordination's not particularly great and too many people are taking health off the thing and making it next to impossible to beat. This team, however, if you can coordinate, you're not going to need all 50 to get this down, because it's doing about 4.5 to 5%. And that's essentially every single time you run it. It's not a case of having to run it 50 times to get a good run. It's very, very consistent because it doesn't require too many moves to actually get all the damage out. Obviously, we're going to be stacking debuffs. Vader's going to sling the blade, and then you just get whatever else you can get in. And that's really what makes the difference between the 4.5 and like the 5.2% runs, is just if you manage to get a couple more hits in at the end. The 4.5 is essentially just the setup and Vader throwing the Cullen Blade. The best bit about this really is the fact there are no Galactic Legends. The Galactic Legends, if you've got a lot of them in your alliance or your guild, it's very, very simple to take this raid down. You can just spread them out across the phases and you're all good. However, there are a lot of smaller guilds that don't have a lot of Galactic Legends, and that's where it becomes far more problematic for them to devise a strategy that will actually take this raid down. There is one downside, however. When I announced I was going to be releasing this video, Bastila Fallen was a perfect member of the team. She spread so many debuffs and was excellent, but CG have since fixed her after 2 years, and she's no longer the optimal character to use. You can still use her, but you're probably looking about 2.5 to 3% now. The optimal character to use now is, and wait for it, Cassian at Relic 5, and that's not one that many of us are going to have or really want to do. Although the Rebel fleet is very, very impressive and can beat both Negotiator and Malevolence very easy if you know what you're doing, so perhaps you will end up developing Cassian to this stage to have another tool in your arsenal. If you didn't want to use Cassian, there were a couple of characters you can substitute. You could use Sidious, so if you've gone the Galactic Legend Palp route, then you'll probably, you're going to have that available and actually get some use out of it. The other option would be Canderous, and if you're excited about the Mandalorian tag, you may have built him up to this stage as well. Otherwise, you're kind of in a tough spot because you're going to need a lot of debuffs, and Cassian, Sidious, and Canderous are the only real options you're going to have. Obviously, you can run Bastila, like I said, and still get the 2-3%, which is still very, very good for this phase. There are a lot of teams that don't even get close to that. I will give a big shout out to Tonifer. He's one of my viewers. I saw his original team, his original run. I commented on the video. I had no intentions of covering the video because I didn't really want to rain on his parade. However, he reached out to me and asked me to cover it. So that's what we're going to be doing on this. I've put a link to his videos and his channel in the pinned comment below. So go and have a look at the comment, check his channel out, throw him a sub and tell him that DB sent you his way. So let's get on with this video. Let's show you some of the footage. I will show you the optimal team now, the Cassian run, and then after that I'll show you how Bastila used to perform, and it's still exactly the same in the actual battle. So you can still run that strategy. You'll just get a slightly lower score. That's just the only real difference. There won't be so many debuffs, so Vader's Cullen Blade won't do quite as much. But it's still an effective strategy, so I am going to show that battle as well. Let's get into battle number 1. Okay, so we're going to show Cassian first, and please try to keep up. It's a very, very quick team. But the first thing we're going to do is put the tank buff onto BB. BB this way will counter and get tenacity down, and when he then does his special, anyone with a tech is going to call what to assist to put another dot on. So next turn is Cassian, so let's put the med pack on him, do another special, get another dot. Vader can now choke, put some more dots on because we've got tenacity down there, so it's going to work. Now, Malak's next. Doesn't really matter what you do. I'll probably do the special, but I don't think there's really a big damage difference between either. Another special from BB. Cause Watt again. Watt can then put the weapon tech in a second onto Vader, but get a drain with Malik first. Once Vader gets that going, we're going to proc Merciless after Cassian does all the debuffs. We're going to proc Merciless and then sling the blade for the big damage. Here we go. How much are we going to get? So looking at that, we're going to get somewhere about 4.34. Nice. Now we're going to get as much damage in as we possibly can because the battle is at its end. Get some drains in, and Malik's going to be last man standing anyway because Malik is a freaking tank, and he'll get another drain in, I imagine. That'll push us to about 5.2, something like that. Here we go. 5.16. Very nice. Very, very good run. Very, very good run. Right, let's get in the original strategy, the Bastila one. He actually plays this one a little bit differently. I think he's fine-tuned it since then. But same method. We're going to get the tank buff onto BB. BB will counter, get the tenacity down on. Special, call him what? Not sure what he's going to do at this point. Weapon tech. Okay, he's opted to go Vader early. That's fine. That's fine. His team choke. Yeah, we got the choke on. Drain now from Malik has got to be the next step. Another special to get Watt to assist. Bastila's going to get off her debuffs in a second, I would imagine. Oh, we're going to get another drain. Very nice. Alright, med pack onto Bastila. Bastila can now do the special that I call Watt, as well as stick a load of debuffs from her. Proc Merciless, Culling Blade time. There's such a shame that they've fixed Bastila now, because she just doesn't put anywhere near the same debuffs on. Therefore, she's just not as optimal for this. What we at? That's 4.72, I think. On the spot maths. Alright, so Vader will go down next. Yeah, he'll get splatted. Get another drain in. What's that going to take us to? Probably about 5 bang on, I imagine. Oh no, did a little bit extra there because his dots procced as well. So yeah, very, very nice. Number 5.16. You can see from the strategy exactly what's needed in this. It's a very, very simple one. It's just a case of putting the right techs on people so that they then do specials, calling what, getting a lot of dots around, making sure you get the tank one on BB so he's going to counter and get the tenacity down on so you can actually apply all these dots, and then just really spam as many debuffs as physically possible before your Culling Blade while Merciless has been procced on Vader. At that point, the battle's out of your control, everyone's going to die, and Malik's going to get the last bit of damage in, along with those dots doing a little bit extra, because obviously under Vader lead, they're not going to disappear, they're going to stay there until your whole team is dead. Mods and speed, well, no different to usual really. You're going to mod them the same way you always mod them. Turn order is key, so just dial your speeds in to match the turn order of the video, do the same moves, get the same result. It's as simple as that. When it comes to relics, well, obviously the higher the relics are, the easier you're going to survive, the more damage you're going to do. So relic 8 Vader would be preferable, but 7 will be fine, and 5 will still do some pretty decent damage as well. You really don't have to panic too much. Obviously, the higher they are, the better, which is kind of what everybody knows anyway. And that's it for the video, guys. So please head to Tonifer's channel, like and subscribe, as I hope you will do here too. Let him know I sent you, and until next time, we out of here.